Kathleen, you have your support system is a virtual support system, so it's a different kind of situation for you. So what worries you about getting toward completion?
I think for me, sometimes because it's a virtual situation, I have a hard time because every once in a while I really want to talk face to face with someone who can give me information and who really understands where I'm coming from. And sometimes it doesn't seem like I'm getting everything I need, and it might be I just don't know what questions I should be asking for that.
Terrence?
I would say just the unknown too. Is hopefully I pick the right college to go to after this, try to branch my wings out to try to make it to my goal. Just hoping I go in the right direction is all.
You know, tomorrow we open up another academic year, and we'll have about 4,000 new students joining us online or at the West Campus or at the Central Campus. And we know from the research and we know from the schematic here that we have a lot of loss points between connection and entry. Those first 3 weeks are critical. And I often say that we fail the parking lot test when it gets to week 3. So our audience is filled with faculty and administrators and support staff that are all very focused on making that first day a good day for our students and to set the stage for student progression. What advice might you offer them to ensure that they help students off to a strong start tomorrow from class 1 and from day 1? Yannick?
My suggestion is don't be afraid. Students we're kind of in the same position on the first day where we're scared, we don't know what to expect, we're afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask your student questions if they need help getting somewhere, if they need help finding something or some resource, just don't be afraid, interact with the students, they will interact with you.
John?
Interaction is huge. All of my professors that I had at West, that's the one thing they did. They were very accommodating, not just day 1, but every day. They made sure that they made that connection. When I came in for orientation for my first day, you're sitting there and I feel like grandpa to some of the kids that are there. But they said something that really made sense, and it was to connect with your professors. Maybe have one as a mentor. I think I have more than one. I think I have half a dozen. They've been really great.
The whole West Campus faculty.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've helped with, things from writing letters of recommendation and stuff that I can use not only to get in my program, but to hopefully get a job.
Bethany?
Yeah, I would say get to know your students on both a personal and an academic level. Create a relationship where they're comfortable talking to you, you're comfortable talking with them, just kind of take down any barriers. And I think also kind of make your classroom like a learning community where you learn from your students, but also they learn from you, because I don't know, you just really want to have that open relationship, and I think that's a good way to do it.
Terrence?
I would say the interaction as well, because you always want to make it a fun environment, because no one really wants to be there. You just come in, it's kind of like the Clear Eyes commercial all the time. Yeah, the interaction is the biggest thing. And then Blackboard, I love Blackboard, just to go on there and see all my classes, grades, stuff like that. So I get kind of irritated when I get some of the teachers that really don't know how to use Blackboard.
Kathleen?
My favorite teacher, Professor Bender online, was always had a question session after each chapter. So even on the discussion board, whenever there was questions, he also had a place to ask any questions we had about the chapter. And just having that ability to ask a question on any chapter, because many I did not have a problem on, but a few, I just needed that opening. Just ask a question. And it really helped to have that for each chapter.
Jocelyn?
I would say to be accessible to your students. A lot of people are very nervous or don't know how to manage a college workload, and that is what makes some people feel like they can't continue past the first few weeks. I would say, yeah, just to be accessible and approachable and to talk to them if they have questions and things like that.
So we talked about the responsibility of faculty, staff, and administrators in supporting student success. It's a two-way street. There's an investment that the college makes and our support staff and our faculty and administrators in student success. But we don't talk a lot about the accountability and investment that students need to make. So one final comment from each of you on what piece of advice would you share with a student that you would run into tomorrow about the investment that they need to make and that maybe they're unaware of? Okay, so so that we have that shared accountability and responsibility. John?
It's two-part, and again, it goes back to my orientation. Be accessible with your teacher. Make sure you get to know who your teachers are. That's number one. And number two, get involved. Don't just come to the college, take your classes, and go home. They say they want well-rounded students. Well, I'm trying. I'm involved with Doug's Corner at West Campus, SGA, and the peer mentoring. So I've been trying to do that.
So get involved.
Get involved.
And get connected.
It makes it, and it doesn't matter what age you are, if you're coming back to school after a long time or if you're, just coming out of high school. It's really important. You make friends, you make connections, networking that'll go on hopefully for a long time.
Terrence, what would you say to a returning veteran who's trying to transition into the college? Day one tomorrow, what do they need to do?
For day one, I would say, just be prepared, go into class. Be ready for everything that's going on in class. Some people just try to keep true to your commitment of going to college and trying to get your education to further yourself. Don't just be one of those people like I was in my first semester here, just not show up to class and then come in at the end and just hand in that withdrawal slip. Just always be there. Don't forego in your education pretty much.
Yannick? You're going to be talking to a lot of students today in the registration lab. What are you going to say to them about their responsibility?
Right here, going to help some students register for classes tomorrow. So my suggestion, I would just tell them to be determined, dedicated, and disciplined. Focus on those 3 Ds right there. I kind of built that into my life to kind of keep me on track, And don't be afraid, once again, to ask questions. Communicate with students, fellow students, and faculty members, because there's a lot of resources on campus that will help you succeed.
Kathleen? Online student, if you could...
For me, the biggest thing was being overwhelmed. There was so much the first couple weeks that I just felt so overwhelmed each time. Even though the classes were all online and I didn't have to deal with any extraneous, I felt so overwhelmed with just so much information all at once. And just to tell the student, it's okay. In a couple weeks, this will all be smooth and you won't feel so overwhelmed.
Jocelyn?
I would say to get involved. There are so many clubs available here, and also use the planners that they hand out. Schedule yourself and work a little bit every day.
Bethany?
I would say take advantage of the resources here. The LAL, the library, the Student Success Center, they're all here to help you succeed. And I mean, that's what they're there for, and you should definitely utilize them, for all that they're worth. And just also, establish a good rapport with your professors. Let them know that you care, that you're interested, and then they'll always be there for you. When you need help and you need someone to talk to, and it's just really good to have that, communication and that relationship.
Well, thank you. Thank you, all of you, for sharing those insights about your experience at the college. I think we all have some wonderful takeaways from their comments. And mostly, thanks for reminding us why we are here and why we do the work that we do. And best of luck tomorrow and for the rest of the semester. And I hope to see you in May, a few of you walking across the stage with your diploma. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So we are running a few minutes late. What we're going to do is take a break from 11:15 to 11:30. The breakout sessions will begin then at 11:30. And the first one we may need to shorten a little so people can get to lunch. So, and then we can get back on schedule. Thank you everyone for your attentiveness and have a great day.